It's 12 noon in London, 7 a.m. in Philadelphia, and around the world it's time for Live Aid. Wembley welcomes their Royal Highnesses, the Prince and Princess of Wales.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to Aaron's Lego Models. And as you can see, I have pretty much finished off the Live Aid stage featured at Wembley Stadium, London on the 13th of July 1985. For those who have just tuned in, this is actually part 7 of a series that I've been doing on building the stage. So you can actually look up my previous videos, pretty much showing start to finish of building the stage. For those who don't know, I think most people do know, but Live Aid was a charity concert used to raise money for the people in Ethiopia who were starving, pretty much starving to death at the time, and it was kicked off by Bob Geldof. It was one of the biggest concerts of this kind back then. It featured, it used about 13 odd satellites to beam across the world to 60 odd countries. It was played on or aired on about 85% of the world's television, 75% of the world's radio stations. This was mega back in the day. So yeah, I have been very much inspired by the whole event, its cause, and just wanted to, I guess, recreate this great day out of Lego. So I have pretty much completed the main stage. I only really have left to do is a couple of the bands. So I'm still finishing off the Paul Young set, and we're also going to have the Queen set. Of course, we have to have Queen, and I'm going to have Elton John on stage at the moment, which I'm going to crank up in a minute. Is actually the this is supposed to be Status Quo here. So we've got Alan Lancaster here, and we've got Rick Parfitt over here, and we've got who's this guy's name again? Frank Rossi, I believe, is the lead singer of Status Quo. So they're the band that kicked off this great day. And hey, look, let's crank this thing up since everybody wants to see this thing in action, and then we'll talk about so we'll just, yes, some of the closer details, have a look at the closer details a little bit more.
And now, to start the 16 hours of Live Aid, would you welcome Status Quo?
I reckon that was an awesome start to the 16 hours and 60 odd bands that were to continue playing on that particular day. I was just going to show a few of the features that I have included. Obviously the LED screens built in there. These are in the real concert. Well, this particular screen anyway was a heck of a lot bigger than that. The screen itself probably would have been about the size of the actual whole box I've built here. They were provided by Diamond Vision, which is actually part of Mitsubishi Electronics, I should say. And the screen on this side is meant to be a lot smaller. They're actually pretty much the same size screen, but the screen in real life, if we just have a bit of a look-see at the actual concert here, you can see this big screen here and the little screen over that. So we had the banners. My good friend Braith has made these banners. These are actually printed, if you have a look close up, on canvas, just to give it that more sort of realistic look. I do believe the real ones were painted on canvas. So we've had them made up here, which I've just sort of fitted or secured onto the Lego with some double-sided tape. So that's how that's worked there. And these had to be actually designed from scratch on the computer. They're not just something you could just jump on Google Images and just print off. So a big thanks to Braith for spending his hours of time making that up. And these colors here, these color rectangles, actually match up beautifully with the 2x3 colored tiles there, so that works out really well. We've got the sponsor signs, which I've just pretty much found online, Google Images, and printed off, except for this one here, this Kodak film one. I had to actually make custom. I could not find that one anywhere, and that's exactly how it was in the real thing, if you can sort of see there in that picture. Behind the banners, of course, are the speakers, which are sort of hiding down in there. You can sort of see them there. And that's where the speakers were in real life. There are about, I think, 48 Hill brand speaker bins stacked up behind that thing. 48 on either side, with a whole series of amplifiers powering them. Apparently they were quite overpowered on the day. The sound was a bit distorted, except for when Queen come on. If you've seen the movie Bohemian Rhapsody, it has a scene where you can see the manager actually cranking up the volume in the front of house. That was actually a bit of a, that's not quite accurate. In real life, when Queen come on to perform, their own sound engineer went to the front of house desk and he actually lowered the volume, can you believe? He actually turned it down, made some other adjustments, and it actually sounded a lot better. It sounded so much better and clearer. It actually did sound louder than the other performances, which is one of the reasons why their performance is probably one of the greatest performances this world has seen. So I'm just trying to think what else I've done a lot, obviously, since the last video. I'm going to show, for those who have not seen it running, the revolving stage. And we have to actually move our Status Quo people down here, because once Elton's piano comes around, it pretty much wipes them out. And this microphone here, so we're going to just take them out there, and I have a switch just over the back here, and we can see the set change. And this next set coming around here will be Elton John and his band, minus a couple of members. I just couldn't quite squash them on in there. And here will be the Queen set, and I don't have any figures on there yet. A very kind chap from Amsterdam saw my last video, and he is able to actually print off or print on Lego minifigs some Queen figures. So apparently they're in the mail now. You can see we've got the lighting rig installed up there, all the park hands, and we have our spotties up here, and we've got our photographers, our paparazzi sort of sections across here at the front. Tried to, you know, like just even these speakers that are on the side, which I think are subs. Just tried to be creative with bricks to make these, rather than just, you know, have plain old boring bricks stacked up. I've actually these sort of grooved bricks here on their side. We've got our clocks because time was precious on this day. Each band got pretty much 20 minutes each, which is why they have the revolving stage. Basically, one band was setting up behind, one band was playing, and another band would have been packing up their equipment behind. Down here you might have noticed the 3 green lights I have mentioned in this previous video. Green meant it was time to, you know, pretty much start your set. Orange was you had 5 minutes left, and once red started flashing, it was basically time to get off stage. There is a backstage here. I can swing around here a little bit. I'm sort of treading on lots of stuff down at my feet. You might be able to see a little bit in there of the backstage. I do actually have a video showing the full backstage, well, at least most of it whilst I was building it. You can just check out, if you check out my other videos, you will see it there. I can't remember if it might be part 5, I think. As you can see, I've been fairly busy laying out. There's probably about 400 or so, maybe close to 500 minifigs along here, can you believe? It took me a couple of hours. I pretty much just unloaded my theatre and stacked them all out here. I think that would have been far more crushed in real life. I've got them a little bit spread out here. You can see somebody holding up a U2 banner there. There were heaps of people holding up banners. I think I've used half my classic space figs in yellow down here as the security guards. I noticed in the real concert they were mostly in yellow. We've got some medics down there, got people on radios. Even tried to put like the ladders in there. You might be able to see some ladders just sort of leading up to those photo sort of box sections. For those curious about the lights, I've pretty much just used Christmas lights, LED Christmas lights. They are most effective for this sort of thing. And they're pretty much, I've just got the whole control unit actually just down here. I've got the DVD player and all the, you know, lights and that all plugged in here. And that's the sub down there, so that pretty much just operates this whole thing. And I pretty much have that's the Live Aid DVD I've got in there, which is actually up here on the roof of the theatre. And they're not actually printing these anymore. You can watch pretty much all the Live Aid concert footage on YouTube now. Bob Geldof has got a Live Aid channel, and I do believe that you know, each time they, you know, get a click, obviously they get some money, which goes back to the Band Aid Trust, and the money still gets channeled into projects in Africa, apparently. So yeah, go and check some of them out. I am going to have another video up soon once obviously the Queen minifigs arrive. I'm waiting on some minifig, also some other minifigs for Paul Young's set. So hopefully they won't be too long. I had actually started running out of, you can actually see even here sort of on top, I was actually running out of tiles. I started running out of black bricks. You might have seen my collection of black bricks before, but that's pretty much what I have left. I've pretty much just drained my supply. So yeah, look, thanks so much guys for tuning in once again, and I hope you've enjoyed this series. Stay tuned for the next Live Aid video coming up soon, and please subscribe if you've enjoyed this, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks, bye.